Hey, what's going on, guys? Chris back with you with another unboxing and review video. And today it's gonna be for the F2Black Aviax. And this is by GP Toys. And this will be a 6-axis drone. But as we're gonna go ahead and open this box on up, we'll show you guys what we get. I just actually looked at the price from after I ordered it. Looks like they've actually dropped the price, so it looks like it's really good. And look in the description box below the video where you're gonna find that link for this exact same drone. So we got a cool little box there. We're gonna go ahead and open it on up. A little F2Black right there. Got a little probably warranty card or just tells you about right or left. We go right there. We will need to, looks like, put on our propellers, etc. But we'll get to that in just a second. Again, this is a 2.4 gigahertz controller. It has 360-degree flips, LED light. Very nice. Well, it just talks about the different things it comes with, etc. Fixed point, all the directions, all that fun stuff right there in the manual. But let's get this guy on out of here because that is what we've all been waiting for. Whoa, look at that, guys. Folds down. The box folds down on us here. And we're able to lift that guy right on out of there. Let's just put that guy over there for a second. That's a cool box, guys. Take a look at that. Folds down completely and has all sorts of like cool things on there. Charging time, looks like it's a 2-hour charging time, it says. Operation distance is 100 meters. So it looks like it can only go about approximately, what is that, 330 feet estimation. Flight time up to 8 minutes. Rechargeable lithium poly, 3.7 volt, 650 milliamp battery. Advised to buy one more to exchange. Air traffic support over 20 Aviax to compete at the same field. Fine tuning, blah, blah, blah. Remote control does require 4 AAA batteries and they're not included. So that's something you need to buy before, and I'm hoping I have 4 AAA batteries lying around the house somewhere around here. Anyway, you will need to buy that before you can actually fly it for the controller. All right. Let's go ahead and get this guy up out of here first. And then there's our little drone there with our, I believe, our antenna sticking out the top. And we do need to put on the landing gear and all that fun stuff we'll get to in just a second. And then, let's go ahead and open this one up right here. It just doesn't have the propellers on it, so it looks smaller, and the box is more compact than my other drones that have come in. So again, guys, this is gonna be a full size. We have a little controller here, right there, and again, all the little fun little features there. Again, we're gonna have to put our batteries in the back there. And of course, we have our blade guards here, and our landing gear and all that fun stuff. So we need to put all this together. Real simple, guys, couple screws on the top, and you're good to go. And again, in this little bag here, we're gonna have our blades, our charger, our battery, etc. Let's get that out of the way. It looks like we have one set, and then it looks like we have an extra set of blades, which is very nice, because if you don't use your blade guards, you will unfortunately smash these blades up pretty quick if you're a learner. We have a screwdriver, some extra screws, that's very nice, and we have our charger right here. And this charger is gonna be the normal, probably a 2 foot guesstimation charger. Again, USB and then plugs right in here. Now it will charge quicker if you use a cell phone adapter. You plug that into your iPhone adapter, plug it into the wall. It will charge the battery quicker than plugging that into your laptop or computer. Here is our, again, it's a small battery. It's a 650 milliamp battery, 3.7 volt, lithium polymer battery right there. And then we have our little compartment for our battery here, which again, it only comes with one battery, and so you will probably need to purchase another battery for longer flight time. We do again have our LED lights here. We'll get a few little close-up shots, guys, don't worry about that. And this actually looks very similar to another one I have reviewed, and these things take a beating. At least my other one has taken a beating. I've crashed it many times, and again, we're gonna be putting this one to the test as well. Now, you probably will have to look at the instruction manual for putting on your blades the correct way. Again, they're labeled on the back A, B, A, B. So of course you want 2 B's and 2 A's, and you want to look at the instruction manual for the correct way how to put that on, because again, the airflow goes in a different direction. You don't want to have the ones the wrong way, or you might get some weird flight maneuvering, etc. And let me make sure that is in the manual. And something to keep in mind, guys, I did mention earlier in the video about HD camera. This one does not have an HD camera on it. This is the cheaper model, which doesn't even have a camera at all. And this, again, does not come with a memory card or anything like that. So they do have different ones. Again, this is the F2 Black, which again is the cheaper model. And then they also have the F2C Black, which has an HD camera, etc. But again, this does not have a camera on it. So just to get that out of the way. This again is the F2 Black quadcopter without camera, and then of course the F2C Black with HD camera, and that is the more expensive one. So if you guys want a cheap, good beginner quadcopter without a camera, this would be your choice then for sure, guys. Alright guys, it does actually have a very subtle little symbol here, and it shows you these little arrows right on the blades here, and an arrow is going this way and an arrow is going this way, so that would be counterclockwise if I'm pointing it right at you right here. And again, the logo here says B. Now I'm looking at the back of the quadcopter with our pink thing here facing my face, and so this would be the front, pink thing here would be the back here. And as I'm looking on the blade and the symbol right here, it's actually showing counterclockwise arrow as well. And I'm looking at my other quadcopter right here, and it's the same exact way. So what you do here is you pull a pin out right there, and then what you want to do is if it sinks below you, put your finger underneath, lay your little propeller right on top there, and then what you want to do is you want to line up the hole as it was again, and pop your little pin back in right here, guys. Okay, there we go. Our little pin is in, and we'll get some close-up shots. Don't worry about that, guys. But again, as I'm looking at it here, our little GP logo is right up here. Then, guys, for this other side, you're going to look at, again, the little picture of it there, and you're going to look at the picture here. Now we're going to have an A over here on this side. Now the GP logo is on this side of the blade. And again, you just match up your arrows, making sure that now this one, they want it to go clockwise, and so you would have B over here on this side, A over here on this side, and again, this is the back. Alright guys, I did get it up and running, and I've actually been flying it for a little bit here, and I'm going to be recharging the battery, but I did want to show you when the battery starts to get low, the lights will blink on you as you're flying. That means you're probably in your last 45 seconds to possibly last 1 minute, so you don't want to go too far away because literally it might drop out of the air. But it probably won't drop out of the air. In my past experience with my other one here, which is pretty much the same thing, what happens is it just won't fly up high anymore. The power will be really low, so it literally will just like be coming down to the point where you can't even lift off of the ground. Then propellers will just stop, and then it might, these lights might even rapidly blink on you as well. And then you just plug it into your outlet, charge it up, and you're good to go. Now there are a lot of cool features on this. I'll let you guys go through the manual. It'll take too long to kind of go through all the different features and the different trimmings and stuff like that, but all that trimming stuff means is that when you come straight up, if it drifts on you, then trim it to the appropriate levels so that it stays going straight up. Now again, I'm in my house, so there shouldn't be any wind affecting it. So if you're going straight up and it's drifting, or if it's moving on you and you're not pushing those buttons, trim it to appropriately head straight up and stay straight up as well. Now this is, off my first flight, this is very, very simple to fly. Now something to keep in mind, guys, is that the printing on, as I was mentioning, the printing's on the different locations of the wings and propellers. Now it's going to be a little bit different than what I'm used to, actually, to tell you the truth. Now I'm looking at right here up front. Down below, so this is again is the bottom, I have A facing that way, B facing that way, and up on top here I have A facing this way, B facing that way. So again, just look at the pictures, and again on top of the blade, we'll get some close-up shots, but just match up counterclockwise or clockwise for the appropriate blade so that you put on the blades correctly. We do have an LED light right up here that blinks red and blue up here on the antenna. And then of course we have the orange and green lights here. Now something I did also look at is the battery pack portion here. You would open that up and that exposes the battery here. Now on the battery pack, guys, I did notice that you need to go ahead and again it just flips out this way and then it lifts up here. Now something that I did look at here is that at first I thought it was a design flaw, but actually isn't. What you need to do is you need to slip in the battery first, then plug it in. The little plug-in port for the battery is right here. So to unplug it, again, be careful because these wires aren't exactly, high quality ports here, so you got to be a little careful. You don't want to disconnect that. So you just pull that out right here, and then the battery slips out right here. Now again, the easiest way to put in the battery is you slip it in. There's a bridge here and a bridge back over here. You slip it straight over the motherboard portion, then you go ahead and just line up your little clip here and plug that guy on in like that, and just make sure you plug it in really nice, and then lay that flat down, then close up the hatch right there. Now this is what it would be if the battery's completely dead. It would flash like that, lose all juice, etc. Now something to keep in mind, guys, is that they made this model where you could buy the HD camera, and that's all you have to do is you just have to buy the little HD camera, plug it into this port right here, which is already on the motherboard, and you're good to go. Again, the different models, it's a very simple plug-in camera. It hangs off the bottom right here, so you could buy that HD camera. This is what it looks like on my other drone, just clips in the bottom there, and you have the camera. Now those cameras, to be honest with you, those cameras are pretty much junk unless you just want some real low quality. They say it's 720, but it's really, I want to say 480 and horrible low light, to be honest with you. So that's just something to keep in mind as well, is that the cameras aren't very good at all. Now what other people are mentioning, if you want to go ahead and hook up like a GoPro Session on the bottom of this thing, it weighs a lot less. Now again, this drone is not compatible with a regular GoPro. It's too heavy. The GoPro in the case, even without the case, is going to be too heavy. This isn't powerful enough to lift up a GoPro, so you want to be careful about that. But a little GoPro Session, you might be able to connect it, and even with the app you could have FPV on a GoPro Session or a Polaroid Cube. I'll go ahead and link those in the description box so you guys know what I'm talking about. Now again, I do like this. I like the little antenna on the top. That's really cool, and I do like the coloring. I love the gold, and I like the black look. Very nice, guys. Again, I have my prop guards on there. Definitely use your prop guards. I've already crashed it a few times, crashed it into the couch, and potentially save rips on your couch and rips in your walls. The prop guards, what happens is just bangs into the wall, drops down. Now, these prop guards are very nice, and they do protect, and they're definitely extended out like this. I did, again, the other one that I just showed you, the other drone, they're actually closer in, so when you crash, they would actually bend into the blades, and so then you would turn on your drone and go bzzz, and it would like hit the plastic every time. Then you would have to bend the blade prop guard back in order for the blade to clear. These ones seem like they're a little bit better made, so I like that right off the bat as well, guys. It's definitely a good looking drone. You can also, I use my clips down here, and it's working completely fine, guys. You could use the screws provided and just screw screws in there, but I personally like the clips. They're easy accessible to switch up the blades, etc. Now again, look at the back here. This is the back here, and look how B with the GP logo is facing to the right, and the GP logo right there, A, is facing to the left that way. That's the appropriate way to put them on. Now let's look up real close here. As we can see here, this is the arrow for going counterclockwise, and then it's going to be a little tricky to see here. I'm sorry, guys, but right here, there we go, right there, there's a little symbol right there, and that is also showing you counterclockwise. So again, you match up the arrow here, counterclockwise, counterclockwise, so you know which way it's spinning. Or again, just copy me, GPB to the right, GPA to the left, coming up top, GPB to the right, and then GPA to the left. Again, the A's are going to be to the left, and the B's are going to be to the right. Again, that's the top, that's the bottom. Just copy me and you'll be okay, guys. Alright, guys, now coming down here to the landing gear. It actually is a really good landing gear. It has soft pads here on the bottom, right there. 4 of them, 1, 2, 3, 4. And again, you put your screws that were provided with your screwdriver, you put your screws in right here. I haven't yet, so these are removable, but I crashed it, a good couple times, and those aren't popping out. But you want to put your screws in to make sure that those don't pop out on you while you're flying, or whatnot. But again, they're stuck in there pretty good. Now your prop guards, if you do use your hooks on your prop guards and you're putting your prop guards in, just make sure your little clip is not in the way when you put on your prop guard. And again, the prop guard sinks in to a little hole here on the left, a little hole on the right, and then you screw your little screw in down the center. It's pretty easy to do, guys. Just make sure your little clips are out of the way. All right, guys, and this is the controller here. It is on. I do have one blinking light. I might have hit a button that I didn't know about, but it says like auto return and stuff like that. But again, so you might want to look into the manual for all those different, you know, type of features, etc., guys. But anyway, we got some buttons. These buttons all work okay. That might be for like trimming and for possibly like the video modes and stuff like that if you have the camera on there. Again, your joystick, it's almost like an Xbox controller. So if you're used to an Xbox controller or like a, you know, kind of a larger PS3 version, then this controller is definitely going to be easy for you to be able to maneuver and maintain here. Again, the on and off button right there. And then we have our different little controls on the top. And then of course, remove this screw right here, unlatch this little clip, 4 AAA batteries in the back, clip that back on in, and you're good to go. So let's go ahead and recharge our battery, and then we'll fly it for the review here. All right, guys, so here we go right here. Here's my wife's cell phone charger here. I'm just gonna remove that out of the way. And then this is what we're gonna be using to charge our battery here. Now again, this does charge a lot quicker using a socket like this. So just match up the appropriate little hooks there that clips in. And then this is just your regular Samsung charger for the wall charger. And then actually on the bottom here, let's get a shot of that. It's kind of a little bit hard to tell because we have this little sticker right on the top here. But there is a red light that is on the charger here. That will actually light up red when the charging is complete. Now if I pulled it out, it has a little red light right there, and it should charge about 2 times faster than if you were just to plug that into your laptop or desktop computer, because you're in a socket outlet adapter, which is charging your products a lot quicker. Well guys, overall really cool drone. I hope you enjoyed the GoPro footage as well. And if you're wondering, I have the mouthpiece right here, the flotation device. I just stick that in my mouth and capture those shots. But guys, definitely a cool drone. I noticed the stability because of the weight. And again, it's not super heavy, but again, the green one that I showed you, it's a little bit heavier than that. So actually, I prefer this one for beginners rather than something else because you're able to fly it, and again, very gently. If you start playing around with these controllers and you jam it and you make sudden moves, it will go crazy and you could potentially crash it. I did duff it a couple times pretty good. It gets back up and runs again. So this is a really cool beginner or maybe starting intermediate drone before you get into the big dogs, because you don't want to jump right into the DJIs, because if you crash those, that's so much more money, guys, so much more money. So definitely try out your hand on this. That's what I've personally been doing. I review these. I don't even have a DJI yet. I'm eventually going to get to there, but I want to master these beginner ones first. And something that after some of my good crashes, again, the blade guards do protect, but like I mentioned earlier in the video, after it crashes like this way, it's going to bend the prop guard forward, which means then you're going to turn it over and try to go, and then it's going to hit right here. So what you have to do is you have to gently just bend it like this. Just grab it with your hand and bend it. You're going to bend the prop guard back, and so the prop can then rotate fine without hitting the plastic here. It's going to make a terrible noise. So just bend it back there and you guys will be okay. Again, only one battery, so you might want to double up on the batteries so that you can have a longer flight time as well. But overall, a very cool drone, and it did charge super fast with my cell phone adapter that I showed you earlier. The red light comes on, that means it's done. Unplug it, plug it in your drone, you're good to go. Again, also grab your 4 AAA batteries for your remote control. I'll link some rechargeable ones, because if you have rechargeable ones, that will be better, so you won't have to be zipping through these dollar store AAA batteries. I mean, you can if you really want to. That's up to you guys. Now, there is a button up here on the controller that talks about speed, and stuff like that. I did hit it and it made like a little noise right over here. You might have to read your instruction manual, but again, there might be two different speeds, maybe a low and high speed. But again, I'm flying it in the house. My hallway is only about 30 feet that way. And again, it's not too fast, so beginners can be able to handle it pretty well. It's fast enough where it goes up and down and zips around and does definitely some cool 360s. Did you guys see that? But again, zipping down the hallway, it's of course not as fast as my mini drone, but again, you can handle it just right. So I definitely like the build. It has taken a couple falls. I don't even have screws in the bottom of the landing gears. They never popped off. Again, just know that your prop guards, you will need them on to protect your props, like I mentioned earlier, guys. So overall, a cool drone. Thank you so much for watching the review. Again, look in the description box for all those links. I'll try to remember to link everything there. I definitely will link the drone, rechargeable batteries, and I'll try to link up the Sessions GoPro, the small one. You could potentially hook up to this as well. Anyway, guys, and subscribe. I got a lot more unboxing and review videos in the books, so stay tuned for those. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you on the next review. My name is Chris. Bye-bye.